Friends, family, fans, for the 150th time, welcome to Back Nine Bets, episode 150, baby. Let's freaking go. Who would have thought this would have been the case 150 podcast episodes ago? So go out there, do something, start something. If you love it, start it, see what happens. You never know what happens. A couple people, just want to shout out, Shout out my uncle who passed away a couple of years ago. He was one of the biggest people to kind of get behind me on all of this stuff. Shout out to my wife. Shout out to Rotoballer and Spencer Aguiar, Joe Nicely. Joe Ardoni came on there after we got there. Shout out to them. Without them, I wouldn't have got to where I am now. Without them, I wouldn't have made the connections that I have made. And, shout out to Spencer. I love that man to death. And it was fantastic working with him at Rotoballer, and we love doing our work together. So maybe we can do that one day in the future again. Just, it was such a fun time doing most of my pods over there and things. And now I'm at Mayo Media, doing all my shows on here, kind of doing my own thing, which is exciting, So 150 episodes in here, baby. Let's go. I think I am not a very consistent person, but man, when I do podcasts, I think I've missed like 5. Maybe 6 or 7. I don't know. Of the 150, we could be at 157 from the week I started, but don't miss many. And it's because I love this stuff. Freaking love coming out here every Tuesday night, 7 Eastern, here on Mayo Media, baby. It's something I look forward to every week. It's something that definitely drives me. It's something that motivates me. I don't work harder at anything else than all my golf content. So it's nice to know that I've made it 150 episodes in here. Your guys' support, you guys. Most important thank you is to you all. You guys really rock. All of you that have been supporting along the way is fantastic. I think it's special to know that there are people that tune in every Tuesday just to get away from the shit that's happening in their life, just to, enjoy the content, enjoy the entertainment. Sometimes the bets aren't the best, but sometimes the bets are the best. Because they are best bets, and we love doing them over here on Back Nine Bets, and we've had some fun times together. We really have. So we're going to dive into it just shortly. What's going on, Joanne? As always, saying good evening, and Mikey. You guys, I love you. Big Wig, Big Telly, Big Shagger. God bless you, Big B. What a few years it's been. Keep rolling and make Unc prouder still. I appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you, Joanne. Let's have a banger. It's episode 150. Toaster Tommy. Now, the problem with Tommy Fleetwood is I think a toast is a great comp for him because we are looking at someone. He's a slice of bread, some English toast. Pop it in there. Round 1, round 2, round 3. The toast looks good, but if you leave that toast in there for one too many rounds, Tommy Fleetwood gets a little burnt. A little burnt on Sundays when that toast starts cooking for a little too long. So we kind of looking at Tommy Fleetwood as he needs to find, maybe the toast needs to be thicker. Maybe he needs to butter himself up a little more. I do know that the more you find yourself in these situations, he really hasn't been super in the lead much. A lot more this year, almost double this year. Like these bad finishes he's had in 2025, they are about half of the close finishes he's actually really had on the PGA Tour. He really hasn't given himself that many opportunities to get in the mix. We've always just known that he can't win, but he hasn't, and he's always just backdoored top 10s and things like that. He's truly had a chance to kind of shut a couple down this year and has not. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. I think he's definitely getting used to the feeling, so maybe the feeling can kind of get there, but whoo, boy, not good. Tommy Toaster needs to, Toaster Tommy needs to get his stuff figured out. Can't spend too long in there, baby. You got to get in, get out. Whatever he's doing isn't working, and it's sad to see. We all love him, but the way he's handling the media afterwards is really helping us kind of feel sorry for him versus kind of beat him down. He's not being a total tool, so he's handling it well, but man. So we'll chat about what he gets up to this week. I don't necessarily know what to expect from him because after his Travelers T2, the next 2 starts weren't the greatest, and he had some time in between there. He could be down pretty bad, could be beaten up. But anyway, let's get into it this week, baby. Use code BMW50, simple as that, for your I'm all over the place. For your Model Maniac, Discord. We've got monthly subs. We've got annual subs. Love all you guys in there. Use code BMW50 for all the stuff. I got all my tools here. I've been throwing in my notes as we're going along. We're going to be chatting about everybody. Don't have too many placement bets. It's kind of a weird week. So the market's kind of adjusted to the field being 50 sizes in 49 people, with Sepp Straka no longer in the mix. So we've got this filtered by, interestingly enough, we got it filtered by round one. So we'll get out of there first. Start with Scotty at the top of the board, yeah? When I bet Tommy on toast. And, it's been a fun year. It really has been. So I don't know. We'll do some Tour. Next week, I'm going to potentially backload the Tour Championship stuff with some heavy Ryder Cup data. I'm going to be knocking out Ryder Cup content next week in a big week. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in that department. And yeah, no good. No good. No good. All right. So Scotty Schauffele, he's 13-4. And public service announcement, if you guys aren't aware. Oh, by the way, cheers. Let's got a Leinenkugel today. 150 episodes, baby. If you're allowed a cold one, grab a cold one. If you don't, get a nice glass of water or orange juice or something and celebrate with me. I can't thank you guys enough for episode 150. Boom. All right. Scotty Schauffele, 13-4. No Ted Scott, friends. Scotty Schauffele will have a different caddy on the bag. Chris Kirk's caddy will be caddying for Scotty. Chris Kirk, shout out, finished 52nd, missed out on signature events next year. Tough scene. Scotty doesn't have Ted on the bag. I think we've seen what Scotty's game has elevated to since getting the mallet putter. Ted Scott was the mallet putter in Scotty's life in 2022. I think we cannot overstate how important he is to Scotty's success, how important he is to the process, to the pre-shot routines, to the course management side of things. We saw Scotty really struggling to kind of be 100% confident in his decisions on Sunday. Had a couple, he doesn't short-side himself often. First bogey of the week, first bogey of Sunday was a short-sided approach shot, which Ted probably would have talked Scotty into a bit of a different strategy, helped him feel a bit more comfortable over that shot. I'm not entirely sure the exact reason why, but a caddy is a vital part of a golfer's game. And we've seen when people change caddies, the vibes change. Ted is a safety blanket for Scotty Schauffele. And I think without it, he's kind of sleeping in the tent cold, if you know what I'm saying. So we are, when you go camping and you don't pack in enough stuff and then you kind of just got to suck it up. You in your sleeping bag, your toes are cold. Kind of just hoping you can fall asleep soon because, you're going to be cold the whole night. You haven't packed in enough clothes, but you're not too cold that it's like freezing cold. You're just kind of in that awkward, cold, warm type situation. That's what Scotty Schauffele is like without a caddy. So 13-4, he's going to be the highest owned option in the field. So I'm not necessarily too worried about missing out on that 33% of FOMO. I think there's a good chance he has a bad week. I think, and also what you can imagine is that, Scotty and Ted are good friends. They are close. They have a very intimate relationship with each other, and whatever's happening in Ted's life with his family and things, really wishing him all the best. It's never fun to hear that you're going to have to miss 2 weeks because of a family situation in the playoff run as well. So Scotty could be worried about what's going on in Ted's life. That could be a secondary distraction that he doesn't need. And I think it's going to be an interesting week. So it's a good week, I think, in my opinion, at a course like this to potentially fade Scotty. We saw the putts just weren't dropping on Sunday. He usually makes those bad boys and just didn't have his A game or his B+ game, to be honest with you, without Ted on the bag. Again, we saw what had happened at the PGA Championship in round 3 without Ted. He lost 3.45 strokes on that Saturday. Yes, it was the Saturday after he got arrested. So there's a bit of variabilities in there too. But you know what I'm saying? That's what we're going on Scotty Schauffele. By the way, he checks 1 million boxes. He checks the most boxes out of everybody. 7 of those boxes he checks. So, we are really looking at Scotty Scheffler getting it done without Ted Scott is going to be the question. So I'm out on Scotty. No Ted, no Scotty. We're moving along. Rory McIlroy's up at 11-4, and he's going to be our first bet of the day. Let's find the Rory McIlroy click. Boom chakalaka. Rory McIlroy top 5 at Play Profit X. We're going to be checking it out over here. My plays, my ways, matched up. Rory McIlroy got my last couple dollars in there to kind of bring it home for us. So minus 140. If we go take a look at any other books, I'm seeing Rory at minus 200 people. So you can find a Rory McIlroy minus top 5 finish. We're looking for a top 10. Here he is for a minus 140. So there we go. Minus 140 Rory McIlroy at a golf course that makes too much sense for him. I think you can also probably look at top 5 at plus 150. Let's go to the Maniacs placement tool. We can see how this works out. So we're going to go here, A to Z, Rory McIlroy top 5 market. If we change that to plus 150, these are tires paid in full. It's only a 4% edge. So there's a decent edge when it comes to this top 10 market for Rory McIlroy. 18%, so to speak, at minus 140. It means if you're betting him at minus 140, minus 138, that is an implied probability of 58%. Then we know Rory McIlroy finished inside the top 10 at a 62% clip. So he has that edge beat. The field is even smaller this week. He is second in the upside model, so he's got 8 spots of model rankings ahead of the top 10. So he's got a lot going on for him. Great course fit. If we take a look at what Rory McIlroy's got up to at this venue in the past, we are looking at the number 1 comp course history as well. 3rd in history on course history when they played here in 2021. He finished 4th. But if we're taking a look at some comp course history, here's Rory McIlroy. I've got Memorial Park Golf Course, the course where they play the Houston Open at. He teed it up there last year, gained 2.5 strokes that week. Torrey Pines, Pinehurst, great comp course. Mash driver, make your putts. I think you can find similar kind of results in that department. We're looking for driver and putter. I'm going to be completely ADD here, but if you are new, this will be a surprise. If you aren't, it is not. 8 boxes we're looking to check this week. Strokes gained off the tee, distance off the tee, bent grass putting, what you've done in putting in general, looking for some good overall putting all the time. Comp courses, we'll go through those now. Course-specific strokes gained approach. So basically, we're looking for strokes gained approach from 175 and out. We are not going to be expecting a lot of golf shots to come from inside 150. It's actually quite a stark contrast, if I do say so myself. So we'll go over here, click on some research, look at all this different stuff that I've got out here for you guys. Strokes gained correlations. These are the proximity buckets for the time they played here in 2021. We are looking at 125 to 150. There were not a lot of those shots last year. We are looking at 150 to 175. Not a lot of shots. There was only 20% of the shots came from that range in 2021. We are seeing 37% of those shots coming from that range on the PGA Tour. So significantly less. And then just loading up from 175 and out. We are seeing increases in tour averages in a significant way, specifically from the 250 yards and out proximity range. Lots of 3-woods, hybrids kind of thing into those greens. Scoring average was very, very low, easy scoring conditions. We'll be using the easy scoring column for this department over here. If you're taking a look at a strokes gain correlations perspective, we are seeing distance get an 8% bump compared to what it typically is on the tour. Then we're also seeing putting getting a massive bump. So putting, nukes off the tee, got to keep it in play, so to speak, but distance, baby. A lot of the guys in the top 10 were inside the top 10 in strokes gained off the tee when they played here last time. So that's what's going on in the Model Maniac Discord. I've broken down all sorts of stuff for the BMW Championship. We've got all this stuff. Here's what I was talking about. Look at all the stuff from off the tee here. Just tons and tons of rankings inside the top 10 for the top 10 guys last time. So that's what's going on. We've got top 20 off the tee. Boom. Here we are. Here's Rory McIlroy, Chris Gotterup, Scotty Scheffele, Ludwig Oberg, Xander Schauffele, Tommy Fleetwood, Colin Morikawa, JJ Spahn, Maverick McNeely, and Ricky Fowler. These are all options who are top 10 in strokes gained off the tee. That's all in there. For every single one of these boxes, I have shared screenshots for you guys. Use code BMW50. Link in the description below for my Model Maniac Patreon. Get your ass in there. We're going to be doing NFL as well. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be the same fee. If you are PGA or NFL, you're going to pay the $30 every month. Boom shakalaka, you can get it in for a massive discount if you go annually. Love all of you. That's my shameless plug. Rory McIlroy, top 5. We've got that edge. We know where we're going, and I like him at 11-4. Love him at 11-4. Give me 10%, 12% ownership, leverage on Scotty Scheffele. Give me his guy that you know. Other people, you can't play Scotty and Rory at the same time. So if Scotty plays poorly, that's 33% of people out the way. If Rory plays well, you're also going to be chowing out Scotty because you've got $2,000 more to spend on the rest of your lineup. So you can put a Russell Henley, Rory McIlroy lineup together that's got almost the same exact amount of remaining average dollars for the final 4 guys as Scotty Scheffele has for the next 5. So you know what I'm saying? That's the difficulty with playing Scheffele at 13-4. You got to find those other guys, and we've got Rory and Scotty playing in the same lineup. If you know Sweet Spot DFS, he always says, do not think that it makes a difference when 2 guys play in the same lineups, in the same tee times. They're never in the optimal, hardly ever. So you're always finding the optimal having various different tee times on Thursday, Friday. So fun little tip there. But calm course history, number 1 in the field. Strokes gained off the tee, Rory's number 1 in the field. Strokes gained driving distance, number 1 in the field. Strokes gained putting, 2nd in the field. He's number 5 in the field for strokes gained approach out of the rough from 150 and out. We're going to see a lot of that this week. He's not going to be in the fairway that much. How often did these guys hit the fairway? Yeah, let's just quickly check that out. Quickly. They were hitting the fairway. Driving accuracy was 66%. So it was wet, but they were mashing fairways as well. 7% more than tour average. So there's a lot to like in that department. I think this is a great course fit for Rory. This is like one of the best situations. Long irons, driver heavy, make the putts. So Rory's solid. You know, he's, like we said, he's 2nd in the field in putting. He's 3rd on the field in easy scoring conditions. That's going to be essential this week. Loves that. There's the distance, number 1. If we take a look at the long irons out of the rough, there he is, number 5. He's also solid with the wedges inside of that range. So he's a lot better out of the rough. Unfortunately, they're going to be in the fairway a lot more than normal this week. He's also thrived in the playoffs as well. Nothing worse than a 12th at the BMW Championship in the past. So that's what's going on. Got a lot to like from Rory McIlroy. 16th in the field in bent grass putting over the last 24 rounds. Not terrible. So playing and putting well this year. So love Rory McIlroy. Let's go. Line and Kugel sip. Beautiful. All right. We spoke about I don't know. I can't get to Rory at plus 750, but we're going to go top 5. Let's go. Next up, we spoke about starting our lineups with Russell Henley, and we got some variance our way last week. Plus 190 for Russell Henley last week. Top 10, he finished 17th, I believe. Not the greatest situation. Yeah, 17th. So that was Russell Henley for you. It's okay. We're not too worried about that. Plus 195 for a top 10. Give me Russell Henley. He's my favorite play in the 9K range. We got him upside 3rd in the field. Checks a couple boxes as well. We are seeing Russell Henley with the putter, 21st in the field. Not the greatest, but easy scoring conditions. Russell Henley, hello, let's go. Course-specific strokes gained. Dominates from the various proximities that we're looking for. He's 12th in the field in strokes gained from 200 and out. So that's solid to see. Solid stuff from Russell Henley. We like his top 10 rate. If you take a look at it over here in the model, finishes inside the top 10 at 59% of the time. So there's a lot going on for Russell Henley. We call him Platinum Sex Panther because 60% of the time he's inside the top 10 all the time. So we are really hoping that can come together again. 9th in the field in comp courses, checking another box for us there. So enters the week with the 4th best strokes gain total. in the field. So definitely some value for the top 10 market. If we take a look at what he's been up to in the last little while, 10th, 2nd, 10th, 17th when we got on him for that top 10. So unfortunately, variance kicked our ass a little bit, but that's not that bad of a situation. We'll handle it going forward. Give me Russell Henley in a big way. All right, scooting along down. I want to just get myself, I've got some OCD when it comes to getting in the way of the boxes and stuff. So we'll figure it out here. If I zoom this up a bit, that's a bit better. All right, moving along. Let's chat about some Xander Schauffele. I'm not going to be joining the 20% of people that are on him at $10,500. We are looking at a man who's only had a 3% top 5 rate in the last 12, 6, and 4 months. We are looking at a man. I've got this in the way. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah. How do I do comments? There we go. All right. You guys are off the screen now. Any other places with ties? Yes. So at Play Profit X and at FanDuel for the 195 on Henley, that is boom. It's money. It's ties paid in full. Great value in my opinion. Great value. So give me old Russell, give me old Rory. Both are ties paid in full. Xander Schauffele. The last time this man finished inside the top 5 was not in 2025. We are looking at a person who's not had a top 25 yet, a top 5. He's the 3rd best golfer in the world. No top 5s this year. Multiple top 10s. Scottish, the Open Championship. I mean, at the St. Jude, he was looking like he was going to potentially miss the BMW Championship. He was playing so poorly on the front 9 to start off with. Bounced back to 22nd at the St. Jude. So he's in the mix. Now, he could chase a little bit. Did not play great at Caves Valley in 2021, for what it's worth. How does he do on the comp courses that we are looking at here? The comp courses, solid. Plays great at Torrey Pines. Long irons are Xander Schauffele's jam. Got tons of distance, makes all the long iron play happen, but we are struggling with the putter. Middle of the field with the putter. So Xander Schauffele needs to find the putter. Obviously, the putter matters more as you're going easier, medium, hard, and hellish. You got to make more putts from further away. Whereas the harder the conditions, the shorter the putts are because you've usually chipped before that. Lots of green regulations mean a little longer putting. He's just more putting intensive, less chipping. He's solid around the green, solid with the ball striking, like, gee whiz, good stuff. So we'll see what he can do. Not a great wedge player at all. But, man, he's solid from 150 and out. And then we got, top 6 from 150 and out in either metric. So very impressive stuff from Xander. He has been struggling out the rough mightily from 150 and out, though. So that's an interesting situation. I don't know if that's got to do with anything that Xander is still coming back from the injury, but really been struggling out of the rough for him. Great on bend putting, so that's good to see for Xander. But we're out. Just the price is wrong for him. You can't, if you go over here to the placement tool and we filter by upside, here's Xander Schauffele's situation. We're seeing like no edges at all. It's not ideal. He's got a 79% difference between his top 40 and his T5 rate. That's insane. So, yeah, that's kind of what the situation with Xander. Tommy Fleetwood, Toasted Tommy. I think we bounced back on him. 17% isn't a terrible ownership situation. I'll be playing a little bit of him. Nothing too crazy. I'll always be playing him in the Rory lineups, though. I'm not starting my lineups with Tommy Fleetwood. The first click you have has to have a goddamn good chance to win the tournament. Don't trust Tommy. Even though he played nicely at Caves Valley, no. He never played at Caves in 2021. Interesting. There was someone else I was thinking about. Anyway, so yeah, Tommy, man, I was tempted to play him in a top 5 market, but I'll just be sprinkling him in the Rory lineups. So not a lot of Tommy Fleetwood, not overly exuberant on him, but he'll be a play. I'm way more exuberant, enthused, whatever you want to say, with Tommy Fleetwood versus Ludwig and Patrick Cantley. So Ludwig at 29% ownership. For me, it's a very easy fade. The model doesn't like him. 18th and 11th. 18th in safety, 11th in upside. The DraftKings price is 5. So there's like some serious, we're seeing a big difference in in pricing versus model ranking. And he only checks 3 boxes. We're looking at guys above him with less ownership that check more boxes, that are ranked better than he is. I understand. We are looking for off the tee. There we go. Ludwig is off the tee, numero 4. If we're looking for distance, he's 5th in the field. So he's got those 2 elite traits. But the putting isn't as good as people are making this out to be. We are looking for guys that can putt well. Ludwig's putting okay. He's 39th in the field in putting. For why are people going after this guy? I don't know. Easy scoring conditions. He has been terrible in them. 38th in the field. Remember, there's only 49 people playing this week. What the heck? If we take a look at the approach play, horrible. It's been terrible. We're looking at approaches out of the rough. It's been bad. 41st in the field. It's 44th in the field. So if he finds himself in the rough, we're in trouble. But even with the wedges this year, he's 41st in the field. If you're looking from 150 to 200, he's 21st in the field. 16th in the field from 200 and out. So that's good, but it's still 16th in the field. Guys that have similar, Scotty and Xander are elite. Rory's ahead of him in that department too. We are looking at a guy that's just really been struggling in general. And at 29% ownership, we had an 8th at the Scottish Open and 9th at the St. Jude last week. It's like, that's his best recent finish. It's an 8th. Xander's is a 7th. We're seeing a lot of ownership clumping to guys. We really haven't seen the top 5 in a while. Patrick Cantley, same situation. JT, similar situation. But we're going to leave Patrick Cantley alone as well. He's overpriced, in my opinion. I cannot get to him. If we go to the placement tool over here, I don't have Patrick Cantley way down. In fact, I might. Where is he? Come here, you. I'm going to just have to search his name. I can't find it. Patrick. What number are you? 21st in upside. Duh, that's why I couldn't find him. Exactly. So we are seeing a guy with a top 5 rate of only 11%, but at a golf course that he won at last time he played, we are seeing a top 5 odds of plus 320. That's implying a 24% clip. He's only doing it 11% of the time. Those, I wouldn't even take a top 10 bet at plus 320 on Patrick Cantley. He's been finishing inside the top 20 a lot, though. So if we take a look at that number, minus 250, that's where I'd be looking to bet him. And there's only a 3% negative edge there, a negative 3% edge. So you can see he's getting top-heavy pricing. Way too much is Patrick Cantley. I'm not a big fan of that situation. Safety-wise, with the top 20s, he's finishing inside the top 20 half the time. But that needs to be like closer to minus 125 at this golf course, and we are getting at minus 250. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. Let's go take a quick peek here at his historical odds. Just kind of getting off track a little bit, but this is one of the tools you can use over at the Model Maniac Patreon. So we'll go take a peek here. Patrick Cantley. There we go. His top 5 market, he's lost you money in pretty much every single market you could have found him in. But if we're just taking a look at his top 20 market, the most recent stuff, the Open Championship, he was plus 190. He hasn't, this year, the shortest odds he's had is at the Century, minus 225. That was before, whenever he's had really short odds, I guess he has kind of cashed in, so you must want to take him when he's at those kind of prices. But, geez, plus 250, minus 250 is steep. Steep for someone that really hasn't done that much in the last little while. Take a look at this recent. His best finish lately was a 9th at the St. Jude last week. We're not seeing a lot of solid stuff from him. Yes, he's been better in regular events and signature events than majors, but wow. Yeah, I commented back, by the way, Kevin, on hold on. I said Ludwig was the most disappointing player of 2025. He's got that win at the Genesis, but that was his second and last top 5 of 2025. He had the top 5 backdoor at the Century, and that's it. He hasn't had any other top 5s outside of the Century and the Genesis. West Coast. Since we've left the West Coast, his game has not traveled coast to coast. Pterodactyl says, what's up? At Gold Boys, my buddy. Go check out T-Dac stuff, by the way. Luddy has gained on approach and off the tee in 7 straight, to be fair. Gained on the greens in 6 of those, 7, but only lost 0.4 strokes in the other. His floor is extremely sus. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's such a volatile option. Let's get to him over here. Like, take a look at his recent performances. We are going at a 29% ownership clip for someone that's missed the cut at the US Open, 36th at the Travelers, 23rd at the Open, fine. Like, he's been solid, but he's got a problem on Saturdays, by the way, people. Take a look at this. Starts his day, 26th in strokes gained around 1 average. Strokes gained averages. Round 1, 26th. Round 2, 18th. Round 3, 44th. No good, friends. No good. 44th in the field on Saturdays. He loses strokes on a Saturday. Like, it's not good. It's just, trust me, Saturdays are a big problem for Ludwig. He just can't string together 4 consecutive rounds. So I'll be definitely looking to jump in on him in round 4 showdown, potentially round 2 showdown. We'll see if he comes out the gates hot or not, but he's going to have to be a showdown play. I like him, but, you know, I just don't see it from him. Just don't see it from him. Moving along. Justin Thomas, I think, at 12% ownership, yes, let's go. We are seeing an upside ranking of 4th. His DraftKings price is 7. So there's a 3-spot difference. And we are talking 3 spots when it's in the top 10 of rankings. The closer to the top of the rankings, the more those spots matter. There's more dollars involved in changing the prices, all of that stuff. JT at $10,000 flat is a great leverage option. He's going to be sneaky. Easy scoring conditions. Let's see what Justin Thomas gets up to. 9th in the field in strokes gained total. You can see there's obviously a better he's just easy scoring conditions, baby. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The majors have been a problem. But on easy scoring, he's been great. Been lots of good stuff. He profiles out very well. He's great from everywhere. From 150 to 200, he's 28th in the field, not the greatest. And from 200 plus, he's not the greatest either. But out of the rough, solid. Out of the rough, very solid. So he's very good at escaping the rough. I think he's always in it. You know, like, his accuracy is kind of ass. It's last in the field. So, yuck. But got some distance, good iron play. I think the ownership is low, given his 10K price, giving his upside. I'll take a gamble on him, and I'll gladly click him first and then go balanced as well. I'm cool with that. I think Justin Thomas can win golf tournaments. It's been a while since he's done much. His best finish is a 9th at the Travelers, but that was an easy scoring condition situation, right? So he definitely plays better in these easier scoring situations, and he's 12%. You're going to be getting probably in some contests, you'll get Ludwig at triple the ownership of Justin Thomas, which to me is absurd. The ownership is too much. Like, too much on Ludwig. I don't understand how people are going that hard at the paint for this man. You're projecting a lot. You are I understand the projections, but, woo. All right. Cameron Young, friends. Let's chat about Cameron Young. 28-1, 6 places to win this tournament. I know. I'm being objective. I've played Ricky Fowler top 40. It burnt me. Cameron Young, 28-1 to win this golf tournament. He's officially got the win under his belt, the Wyndham Championship. He is not grading amazingly in the model, not going to lie to you, but versus DK pricing, or 28-1 is that's short. Wow, that's a steep price. But look at the putter. 6th in the field putting. Bang. 12th in the field off the tee. The 2 things he does exceptionally well. Those are 4 of the buckets we are kind of checking off of the 8. Off the tee and putting, Cam Young is 12th and 6th. Like, hello, let's go. He's become a very good putter. Not a good around the greens. 72%, 73% fairway green regulation rates here, friends. So not the greatest on easy scoring conditions, solid in medium. Tons of distance, third in the field in distance. The iron play, we know, is not very, very good, but he's solid on bent from 5 to 15 feet and 24th in the field in putting on bent grass the last 24 rounds. So like to see all of that stuff. I think we can see some impressive work from Cam Young. Obviously got that win, a 5th, and he's had a couple 4ths at the US Open RBC Canadian. So he's been in the mix, and I like those 6 places a lot as well. So let's go Cameron Young, 28-1, baby. Let's go. All right. Let's read the chat here. Kevin saying, Cantley seals his Ryder Cup spot this week. I don't think so. I think it's sealed already, dude. If you take a look at, by the way, little teaser for when this comes out, we have got a Ryder Cup tool at the Model Maniac Discord. Yes, Tommy Fleetwood. Patrick Cantley has been sensational. He has 8 Ryder Cup matches and he's recorded 5.5 points. He's lost twice, and that was in Rome with Xander on his team. Those are the only 2 losses he has. He beat Justin Rose 2-1 in Rome. He beat Shane Lowry 4-2 when they played in Whistling Straits, was it? So he's been fantastic. Those are his 2 losses, were the 2 foursomes matches with Xander in Rome. So I think he's just going to be on the team regardless. You know, his singles stuff has been great. He's been dominant in that department. This 5.5 strokes. Oh, let me see. I need to be prepared. I'm almost about to open up a Ryder Cup spreadsheet here just because. But man, we've got some Patrick Cantley love going on. I fancy him a lot for the Ryder Cup. I don't want to be going to Patrick Cantley at 21% ownership though yet. Give me Justin Thomas instead. Give me Russell Henley. Russell Henley, people, he's 11% owned. Like, he grades out fantastically. I understand we don't have the distance and off the tee stuff, but he can be a good putter. He does a lot of good work, and he can easily be a second click for you at $9,700. I'm out on Colin Morikawa. Just nope. Look at this man. Your best finish in the last 10 PGA Tour events is a 8th place at the Rocket Mortgage. Yuck. Ben Griffin. If we go to Ben Griffin, here's Ben Griffin's stuff. Here's Colin Morikawa. Let's count top 14s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the last 10 for Ben Griffin. Colin Morikawa has that 8th place. That's it. Boom. Like, how is Colin a shoe-in for Ryder Cup stuff, and Ben Griffin has been like, ooh, does he get on the... Ben Griffin suits Bethpage even better than Colin Morikawa anyway. And Ben Griffin's iron play has been almost as good as Colin's this year as well. Not really, but course specific wise, they are 15th and 16th, you know. Strokes gained approach, they're 3rd and 14th. Okay, Colin's up there a little bit better, but those are a lot of wedges. Colin is sensational with the wedge in his hand. 12th in the field there. 10th in the field from 150 to 200, not too bad. And then the long iron stuff, Colin Morikawa, 28th in the field. Going to be a lot of long irons this week. Miss me with that, baby. Miss me with that. So not good. And then he's not great out the rough, but that's okay. He's in the fairway all the time. So I'm out on Colin, in on Russell Henley. Give me JJ Spahn as well, friends. Let's go. 33-1, 6 places. Let's go. JJ Spahn, I'm in. I think it makes too much sense for JJ to be in the mixture. He's a fantastic driver of the golf ball. He's 7th in the upside model, 7th in the safety model. His DraftKings price is 11th. So I will eat the chalk on 20% owned JJ Spahn. He's not very good around the greens. It's his only weakness. He's top 15 in this field in every other area. 34th in the field in around the green play. Not ideal. That's okay. We've said. We went and took a look at the Model Maniac Patreon. Green regulation rates, 72% of the time over here. So you are looking at a guy that's hardly going to be chipping anyway. He's number 5 in the field in green regulation rates. If you take a look at his weighted green regulation rates over here, it is 5th in the field. You know, he's going to be hitting a lot of greens. Not going to have to chip that much. And he's a very good putter of the ball. 8th in the field in putting. 8th in the field off the tee. Top 10 in 2 very important areas. Hole, sim, golfer. Also, just lost 2. Justin Rose in a playoff. Playing great golf. Does he bounce back? Hopefully he does. Hopefully there's no like defeatedness in his body. But he checks a lot of boxes for us. On the bent surfaces, he's 13th in the field from 5 to 15 feet. We saw he's just putting great right now. Anyway, so I like him a lot. Go JJ Spawn. We are ready to rock and roll. Great value. I think, he's sneakily long. He's 19th in the field in driving distance. JJ Spawn. So he can get it out there. He's solid. He is solid. So give me JJ Spawn here, friends. 33-1. He's not a great chipper, but we are going to be seeing a lot less of that at this golf course this week. JJ Spawn, $9,400, 20% owned. One of my favorite plays as well in the 9K range. Sam Burns at $9,300 is going to be a maniac gut play. I'm going to sprinkle him in a little bit. He is 10th in driving distance and 3rd in putting. That's as simple as it gets. As simple as it gets. So simple situation. Booms it. We want to hit bombs and sink bombs this week. That is the methodology of Caves Valley. You can make that their slogan. You'll succeed here if you hit bombs and sink bombs. Caves Valley, baby. Victor Hovland at 18% ownership is bothersome. It could potentially get pushed to 20. It could go to 15. I don't know if I'm comfortable with any of that there. I'll take Sam Burns instead. I'll take JJ Spawn. Way more than Victor Hovland in this price range. So give me all of these dudes instead of Victor. I'll take Ben Griffin as well. I know what I'm going to be getting from Ben Griffin. Do you want to take a look at a weird situation here? We've got Victor and Ben Griffin recent form finishes here. 32nd versus a 9th. Didn't play, finished 11th. 63rd versus a miscut. Well, whatever, Open Championship. If we go to Victor Hovland at the Travelers, missed the Travelers cut. Ben Griffin, top 14 again. US Open, Victor 3rd. Ben Griffin 10th. So there's 2 really good performances from Victor here, but there are 5 very good ones from Ben Griffin. Let's go. Sam Burns seems to have sizzled out, hasn't he? Interesting stuff. Matt Fitzpatrick, also, look at what you're getting. A lot more consistency from him with the similar upside as you're getting from Victor Hovland. So I don't mind Matt Fitzpatrick either. Doesn't check a lot of boxes. Can't play everybody either. But he putts well. And that's about it for him right now. Around the green play is his second best metric, but you're not going to be getting that much from this golf course around the greens. Hideki Matsuyama, comp course history, great. He's obviously very good on easy and medium courses. He's solid off the tee. We are seeing the long irons and mid irons for Hideki Matsuyama really doing a lot of heavy lifting. Great iron player. Typically putts well. 40th in the field in driving distance, though. I'm looking for a bit more juice from you there. 15% ownership. I can't quite get there on Hideki. And he hasn't finished inside the top 10 since the century. What the hell's that about? So, no, can't do that. Would expect low ownership. We got low ownership. 9% ownership. Let's go. That gives me great vibes. He's 12th in safety, 16th in the upside ranking. So you're getting really fair pricing on Keegan Bradley with ownership discount. That's what I like the most here. If we take a look at his top 10 rate, 28% of the time, he's inside the top 10. 15% of the time, top 5. Hideki doesn't have either of those. What are we doing here? Keegan Bradley, comp course history, some kind of fine, whatever. Off the tee, 22nd in the field. Putting, 36th. Whatever. But putting on bent grass greens for Keegan Bradley. Big changes. 11th in the field in bent grass putting over the last 24 rounds. He loves some bent surfaces. So give me Keegan Bradley. How did he do here in 2021? He finished 60th. Not good. But that was before he adopted aim point and started putting a bit better too. Also won the BMW Championship last year in Colorado. Recent winner on the Travelers Championship. I think he's going to have to try and do something to kind of show why he's going to pick himself. He's going to pick himself, but I think to kind of reduce the noise, you got to probably play some better golf, Keegan. I'm down on you. I don't know with Justin Rose. I didn't realize he was also a playoff guy. I thought he was Ryder Cup and majors. That's how we've been rolling with him this week. Someone in the Discord asked me, what about Justin Rose this week? I said, majors, Ryder Cup. Guess what he goes and does? Wins a goddamn golf tournament. He's like a big stage dude. I didn't expect him to want to show up at a playoff, but He's on the Ryder Cup team now for sure. Was going to be regardless. But I don't know. Justin Rose doesn't grade out the greatest. Upside is kind of fair, but the safety he's volatile, especially after a win. I don't know if he's going to double down or not. I love Chris Gotterup. The model doesn't. And ownership seems to validate a lot of stuff too. Chris Gotterup on the putting side of things is 39th in the field. He's second off the tee. What are we doing? Like 21% ownership. If that putting was better, might have aided, but it's not. And if we take a look at bent grass putting for him, it's very, very bad. Not being good on bent. He's been bent over on these surfaces. So, that's what you're getting from Chris, unfortunately. Yeah, can't do the fade. Going to have to fade him because 21% ownership is too much. I did all of these comments before I saw ownership. So if ownership's too high, the putter may not have enough juice here. Boom. There we go. You know what I'm saying? Makes a lot of sense. Corey Connors, $8,400, 8% ownership. Both of his rankings are inside of his price. So there's a bit of value there, and you're getting some ownership leverage. Doesn't check a single box, though. Played nicely here in 2021 to finish 22nd. Again, all you're getting from Corey Connors, best case scenario is like a top 5, like a 5th place finish. Nothing more than that. It's been bad the last couple of weeks as well. I don't see him playing good on this golf course. There's a reason he is the price he is. He's better on these hellish conditions. Easy and medium scoring, he's not good at all. So this is an easy fade. Harris English, on the other hand, also, I don't know, 48th at the St. Jude last week, 59th at the US Open, 4th and 2nd at 2 other events, US Open and Travelers. He's got that going. What does he do on easy courses? He's okay, not actually quite poor. He gets better as the courses get more difficult. So that's Harris English for you. The putter is very, very good. The driver is not. And he doesn't have that much distance either. 21st in the field in distance. So that's actually not too bad. But same, I don't know. 15% ownership it's fair. It's a fair amount of ownership, if I think so, Anyway, hello, buddy. How are we doing? I think both Ben and Colin make the team. Yeah, they will. They will. But I'm just saying that Ben is if they were the 12th option, I would take Ben over Colin for sure. Colin hasn't won a singles match. He's halved with Victor Hovland and got his ass kicked versus somebody else in Rome. Did a lot of heavy lifting with Dustin Johnson and his partner, who's been prolific in Ryder Cups. I don't think Colin's a good Ryder Cupper, to be honest with you. We'll see. Not playing good golf right now. Harris English, we've spoken about him. Akshay Bhatia, the biggest issue with him is this putter has not been. How's it 14th? I'm almost certain he's been putting poorly. By the way, we have to use some data golf here because my model's broken. It's okay. Lately, it's been very, very bad. Typically, it's been very, very good. Like he's completely fallen off with the putter. So we can't really go there yet, if I do say so myself. The tee to green stuff, great. And I don't think the iron play is going to help him enough. Doesn't have that much juice off the tee. I think, that's a situation that's, an easy situation just to kind of be neutral on him. Bobby Mack, he doesn't check a single box, doesn't like easy scoring conditions, middle of the pack for distance, middle of the pack for driver. Let's go. Move along. Sanjay, my friend, he's a scrambler. You're not going to be scrambling at this golf course. You're going to be having to make putts. 45th in the field in easy conditions. Easy fade. Ricky Fowler, he's 10th in the field in strokes gained off the tee. Putter's 32nd. He could be a sneaky option. He's not. 14% owned. Can't do that. Doesn't thrive on easy scoring conditions. Does on medium. So that's a bit of an interesting situation. 24th in the field in distance. we are looking at someone with iron play that's not above average at all in this field relative to his friends, and the putter on bent surfaces has been quite poor. So I think we can leave him alone as well. The model obviously doesn't like him nearly as much for his upside. We are seeing a guy with a 2% top 5 rate. Someone with a worse top 5 rate than Ricky Fowler's Harry Hall. 0 top 5s in the last 12 months. Not good. But he finishes inside the top 20 half the time. That's incredible. So, you know what I'm saying. We're going to take advantage of this man, and we are going to bet him for first round leader. We bet him for first round leader last week. He finished second after Thursday's round. Maybe he can get across the line for us this time round. Why do we like him for first round leader? Well, if you take a look at the putting here, he's the best in the field. If you take a look at easy scoring conditions, he's 19th in the field. He's actually pretty solid on medium and hard conditions. Interesting to see those metrics. But we are also looking for somebody. Wow, the irons are bad. Very, very bad. But the bent grass, he's third in the field in the last 24 rounds. He's fifth in the field in strokes gained round 1 average. Like, you can see, the reason why he doesn't have a top 5 is because he gets progressively worse every single round. 5th in round 1, 11th in round 2, 23rd in round 3, and 24th in round 4. Strokes gained averages. That's the problem. Makes a lot of birdies on bent greens. Makes a lot of birdies in general. Like, there's a lot to like from Harry Hall. 45-1, first round leader. That's the way to get exposure to him. I wanted to bet him for a top 20, but we take a look at the placement tool here. It didn't quite give us the edge we were looking for. This field is a lot tougher than he typically finds himself in. 11th in the field for safety. We are looking at a top 20 bet of a minus 140, and that implies 48% of the time. So 58% of the time, we are only seeing him doing it 48% of the time. Minus 140 is a steep number. Couldn't get there. It's a 3% edge. It's not big enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So we have to go to a different market to find him. And while we are in this market, here is Denny McCarthy, first round leader. 50-1, 5 places. We'll just go over to the first round market over here. By the way, we'll have a first round showdown tool coming up. This was last week. We got all this stuff going on. Keegan was number 1, Hideki, Harry Hall. There was Harry Hall. AMT time, number 3. So we'll do this for this week once tomorrow rolls through. But looking at the situation for the round by round stuff, let's filter by round 1 and see who we like. Denny McCarthy doesn't check a single box. He's going to be $7,100, 7% owned, 6th in strokes gained in round 1. Number 6 in this field in strokes gained round 1. Harry Hall, Rory, Keegan, Colin, and Scotty are the only 5 names ahead of him when it comes to strokes gained averages in round 1. Denny McCarthy, what did he do here in 2021? Did not play. So that's fine. How does he do on the comp courses? He is 35th, so not good. But he is very, very good in round 1. That's all we're trying to say. He's also a solid putter. 11th in the field in strokes gained putting. He is 14th in the field on bent grass greens. So he's got that putter. That's probably where things can really, really get juiced up for him. And in round 1, we really fancy his chances. He's 50-1 in a 50-man field. Let's go. You know, I like it a lot. Denny McCarthy. Then we're going to take a look at one more name. Ryan Fox. He is 12th in the field in round 1 strokes gained average. He's an incredible, incredible iron player. We are seeing him really, really break out in the iron world. But he's only 33rd in this field. So he's been playing a lot better in smaller fields. He's a round 1 guy. We are getting him at 66-1, 5 places. I know my man, Jim Cummings, is on him for the full week. I like him a lot more in round 1. Nice big numbers. One of the best numbers there are in the field. All right. So let's get back to what we were up to, kind of going down the board here. That is pretty much it. We have two more bets. 2 more bets to go. Where were we? Can't play everyone with Fitz, Justin Rose, Chris Goddard, Corey Connors, Harris English, Bobby Mack, Sanjay Im. Like, we've spoken about why we don't like him. Harry Hall. Okay. Shane Lowry has done nothing. Done absolutely nothing. Like this I use for the placement tool to see how many recent top fives a person has had recently in the last 10 PJ starts and course history. Shane, or event history this week for the BMW. Shane doesn't have a single top 5 or top 10 in any of those metrics. Like if you take a look over here, find a top 5 for me. It's not been good. Find a top 10. It's not been good. So can't really do Shane. He's just not playing well right now. It's just nothing good. He doesn't have tons of distance. He's, not the greatest putter. He's in a bad place. Not playing good golf. I'm out. Who are we on? Kuryama. Let's go. 50-1, 6 places. Boom. What do we look for at a golf course like this? It is distance. He's 4th in the field in distance. Strokes gained off the tee for Kuryama, 15th in the field. Let's go. Putter is one of the worst in the field. Not good. But we have seen Kuryama finish 5th at the John Deere, 1st at the 3M, 9th at the St. Jude. Starting to find his groove. Starting to find the putter. Let's go. Love the placement market. If you the 50-1 market for him. If you think about the places he's won at, the 3M is one of the comp courses for us. If you think about Wyndham, who else did I think? Jonathan Vegas. We'll chat about that in a little bit. But St. Jude, 9th. 3M, he won. John Deere Classic, 5th. Boom, boom, boom. If you think about the places Kurt Kuryama's won at, Bay Hill, send the nukes. 3M, send the nukes. Caves Valley, send the nukes. He launches it out there. He's a small guy, launches it out there. So 19% ownership at his price is going to be a tough decision. Ownership fade potentially. We'll see. But the upside ranking is a lot. So maybe we kind of eat that ownership. You can't fade everybody high owned. There's reasons they are high owned. Alrighty. So Kurt Kuryama, as we explained, that's just it. Comp course history, pretty damn good if you're thinking about the Bombers paradise venues. That's Kurt Kuryama's game. As you can see, the ownership is high. The pricing is high. He's one of the most tipped options by Golf Tips Checker on X. Maverick McNeely will always be a staple play for me when he's 12% owned. He's got sneaky upside, finishes inside the top 5, like 1 in every 5 starts. Lately, it's been a bit rough. Hasn't had a top 15 in a while. We'll see. He's grading out well. He's doing it okay. He's solid off the tee, top 10 in the field. So that's a lot to like too. I'm going to just chat about Johnny Vegas before we kind of get out of here. Here he is, $6,100, and he's 125-1 with 6 places, friends. We are going to Jonathan Vegas. If you take a look at what he's done, he played here in 2021, finished 38th. There were 70 people in the field, whatever. If we take a look at what he's done lately, it's been very bad. Even at the 3M, kind of struggled. That's his hallowed ground. But he's making cuts. Finished 14th at the St. Jude. That's the last start he's just played in. Finished 14th at the St. Jude. If we take a look at things, the orange box he checks, have a guess which box that was. It was distance, friends. 8th in the field in strokes gained off the tee distance-wise. So it's a very, very obvious play when it comes to distance. The putter is one of the worst in the field. So that's not good. But he's solid on the ball striking front. Let's see what he can do. How does his bent grass stats look? He improves on bent grass. More so than when he's playing on other surfaces. So he's solid on bent. The 3M is also bent surfaces. So let's see what he can do. He's 125-1 with 6 places. We're just taking the each ways there. I'll take it, whatever. So Brian Campbell, by the way, checks easy scoring conditions and bent grass putting surfaces. He is dead last in price range at $6,000 flat. DK price, upside, and safety are all dead last in the field. But he's $6,000 and he checks 2 boxes. Easy scoring conditions, 8th in the field. if we take a look at driving distance, he's 50th. That's even before I deleted Sepp out of here. So we're going to have to get that figured out. If we take a look at bent grass putting, 3rd in the field, 5th in the field, 5 to 15 feet, and in general. Boom, let's go. That's what we like for Brian Campbell over there. And I think he can do some damage. So that is going to be it for the betting side of things for us. We're done with Jonathan Vegas there. Kenny likes Sam Stevens. He checks 2 boxes. Jacob Bridgman checks 2 boxes. I think Kenny also likes him. We were chatting about these guys. Taylor Pendrith is a sneaky option. Not really. He's 12% owned, one of the highest in this range. He has distance and putting prowess. If we take a look at strokes gained off the tee for Taylor Pendrith, he's 7th in distance. Do we get some off the tee magic? What is his other option that he checks the boxes for? Okie dokie. What did he? It's just 1 box. It's orange. Duh. That's what we're doing here. So there we go. So that's what's going on there. We are looking at these guys as options. I'll be popping in more comments as we go along. Episode 150 in the books, baby. Let's go. Had a little bit of whiskey over here for us. Celebrate that as well. Some honey whiskey, Jack Daniels. Let's have a great week. It's been a chaotic week. We just got back from Denver yesterday, driving 10 hours on the road, 12 hours for the day with an 8-month-old and a wife is hectic. So we were driving through the rain. That wasn't fun. But we're home now. We went and saw some Savannah bananas at the Coors Field. It was awesome. I was scared of heights, super high up there. But we had a good time. I had a great time. And we are now kind of starting to buckle down for school again. Mrs. Maniac is a teacher. So let's have a good week. Check out the draft, King of the Draft after this with Spencer and Joel. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate you all. Episode 150 in the books. I'm grateful for every single one of you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's have a fantastic BMW Championship. Use code BMW50 for my Model Maniac Patreon to get yourself 50% off the first month. That'll get you through the Ryder Cup, basically. So come on and join us. I go hard at the paint for the Ryder Cup. Like once this week stops, I'm going to be doing Ryder Cup stuff until Tour Championship stuff again. So going to have a Tour Championship Ryder Cup podcast next week. I'm also going to do a Ryder Cup preview on my own Back Nine Bets channel, kind of deep diving every single golfer, kind of telling you all the basics about Ryder Cup, the bit of a history. Going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a good one. And till then, I will see you guys next week, Tuesday. Peace.